Hey guys, Lord Naren White here, the Holy Ghost, the one true God. Back with you with the next video in my Line of God's Daily Diary series. As usual, before I discuss what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Diary video, I want to go ahead and read you a chapter from the Bible. Today, I will be bringing you Malachi chapter 2. And now, O ye priests, this commandment is for you. If ye will not hear, and if ye will not lay it to heart, to give glory unto my name, saith the Lord of hosts, I will even send a curse upon you. And I will curse your blessings, yea, I have cursed them already, because ye do not lay it to heart. Behold, I will corrupt your seed, and spread dung upon your faces, even the dung of your solemn feasts, and one shall take you away with it. And ye shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, and that my covenant might be with Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. My covenant was with him of life and peace, and I gave them to him for the fear wherewith he feared me, and was afraid before my name. The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. But ye are departed out of the way, ye have caused many to stumble at the law. Ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore have I also made you contemptible, and base before all the people, according as ye have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law. Have we not all one Father? Hath not one God created us? Why do we deal treacherously every man against his brother, by profaning the covenant of our fathers? Judah hath dealt treacherously, and an abomination is committed in Israel and in Jerusalem. For Judah hath profaned the holiness of the Lord, which he loved, and hath married the daughter of a strange god. The Lord will cut off the man that doeth this, the master and the scholar out of the tabernacles of Jacob, and him that offereth an offering unto the Lord of hosts. And this ye have done again, covering the altar of the Lord with tears, with weeping, and with crying out, insomuch that he regardeth not the offering any more, or receiveth it with good will at your hand. Yet ye say, Wherefore? Because the Lord hath been a witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously. Yet is she thy companion, and the wife of thy covenant? And did not he make one? Yet he had the residue of the Spirit. And wherefore one? That he might seek a godly seed. Therefore take heed to your spirit, and let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth. For the Lord, the God of Israel, saith that he hateth putting away. For one covereth violence with his garment, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore take heed to your spirit, that ye deal not treacherously. Ye have wearied the Lord with your words, yet ye say, Wherein have we wearied him? When ye say, Every one that doeth evil is good in the sight of the Lord, and he delighteth in them. Or, where is the God of judgment? The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. From an evangelical perspective, I now want to just quickly research these. I don't believe that this is necessarily a reference to the Spirit of God. I'm not sure. I don't think it is. So I'll just go ahead and look. It's Malachi 2:15 and Malachi 2:16. Actually, yes, it is there. Wow. Wow, that's actually so powerful. It is. I don't think 2:16 is. So let me go ahead and just see 2:16. I do not believe that this is a reference to the Spirit of God. So yes, Malachi 2:15 is indeed a reference to the Spirit of God, and I'm glad I looked that up because it's actually fascinating what he's saying in that chapter. So yeah, definitely fascinating. So the idea is, let's read the passage once more. I actually wanted to offer analysis of one of the earlier passages because I thought the relationship with the Lord speaking on the corrupt priests is just so powerful, man, so powerful. And we'll get there when we get there. So the one that I wanted to talk about here is here in Malachi 2:15, and it reads, "And did he not make one?" So let's read this. Let's actually read Malachi 2:14 first. "Yet ye say, Wherefore? Because the Lord hath been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously. Yet is she thy companion and the wife of thy covenant." So what is God saying? What is God saying here? God is saying that. And remember what Jesus says. Jesus says, unless there is physical adultery. No, but he uses the word adultery. So I don't know the specific level to which Jesus is speaking. When Jesus returns one day, he can speak on it then. Because he says, there is no reason, I believe this is Matthew 19, he says there's no reason for a man and a woman to divorce unless there's adultery. And so what is and so then they ask Jesus, why did then Moses allow them to divorce? Jesus says, Moses, out of the hardness of your hearts, allowed you to divorce. But God did not intend this. So God views marriage strictly as a commitment between man and woman, male and female, a lifelong connection. He views it that way. And he says beautifully, so he says, let's read that verse one more time so you understand. He's saying that these men have dealt treacherously with their wives of their youth. So they've been married since they were young, but the men have dealt treacherously. So let's read what it says here. It says here in Malachi 2:14, "Yet ye say, Wherefore? Because the Lord hath been witness between thee," the man, "and the wife, the woman, of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously." So the man has dealt treacherously to the woman. And then the passage continues, "Yet is she thy companion and the wife of thy covenant." Now reading on, he says, "And did he not make one? Yet had he the residue of the Spirit. And wherefore one? That he might seek a godly seed. Therefore take heed to your spirit," referring to human spirit. The first reference is the Spirit of God. "And let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth." So that's, and we'll continue on with the verse here. It says, the next verse, Malachi 2:16 reads, "For the Lord, the God of Israel, saith that he hateth putting away." So the Lord hates divorce. "For one covereth violence with his garment, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore take heed to your spirit that ye deal not treacherously." So the idea is God is saying he does not want divorce. There is no reason for divorce unless there's adultery. So that's what God is saying. He says, don't deal treacherously with your wife. And so now, it's actually very beautiful because the idea is, what they're saying in Malachi 2:15 is that it was God who made marriage. God made marriage. And then the idea is that the Spirit of God can provide guidance to you. That the other translations indicate that the Spirit is there within this idea of marriage, the example of the Spirit, the purity of the Spirit, the loyalty of the Spirit. This is an example for you that you can look at, the Spirit of God. And the idea is, what does he want from the idea? So if you look at the Spirit, as of this moment, I only have one child. And the Bible teaches that a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit. And I teach in my gospel, not to teach to anybody, but I write in my gospel that the fruit of the Spirit of God is truly the perfect Son of God. And the idea is, what does God want from this biblical marriage? It says he might seek a godly seed. So he's looking for you to multiply within wedlock and create more believers and godly, holy people. People who are God-fearing, God-believing, God-worshipping, God-following. That is the purpose. So he says, what he's saying, he says, so don't deal treacherously with your wife. Don't cheat on your spouse. Don't be unfaithful to her. Guard your heart. Don't have your eyes wander to strange women that will never, your wife is the one who sacrifices for you. That idea that This is a union. The man sacrifices for her and she sacrifices for him. So don't be reckless with your heart and have your eyes wander to all strange women. As Jesus says, Lord Jesus speaks, he says, if a man undresses another woman with his eyes, he hath already committed adultery with her in his heart. So that's what passage is saying. That God made marriage. The Spirit of God can counsel and guide you on these affairs. You can look at His perfection from the beginning of the Bible to now the time of the church and see the perfect Spirit of God in terms of how my mind never wavers to strange women, ever. My mind never undresses strange women. I never look at things like pornography. Never. I serve God perfectly. And I mean this honestly. I have never had a homosexual thought in my life. Never. Never. See how this is not changing? Never. Not one time. So that's what God is saying. God is saying that you don't divorce your wife. Don't mistreat her. Don't cheat on her. Guard your heart and understand that you are to be married, and man and woman become one flesh, and what God hath joined together, let not man tear asunder. So that's where I'll go ahead and end the analysis of a beautiful chapter, Malachi chapter 2. So with that now, I'll go ahead and transition over to what I have achieved since yesterday's Daily Dive video. Since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I worked my software developer job, I trained MMA, I uploaded and scheduled yesterday's Daily Dive video for 6/30/24, and I've created, uploaded, and will schedule today's Daily Dive video for 7/1/24. And with no further achievements since yesterday's Daily Dive video, I want to go ahead and say thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, as it greatly helps the channel. Light be with you all. Take care, and thanks again.